Morning. So this is the day after the big storm. Working on wide drops. Way too wet to be in the field today. Brad's over there putting a new fender and bumper on the Freightliner. Got a fella that we bought the wide drops off coming to tell us how to put them on there because, well, they don't really fit this sprayer very well. Can't do any fabricating because we don't have any power. So this might be interesting. Making some progress on these wide drops. Apparently they don't have a kit for a Millennium boom, so I have to do some engineering here. Brad's already got the new hood on. Now we do have to put a lot of the parts that were on this hood on that hood, like the grill insert, mirrors, headlights. I mean, basically I had to strip everything off this one, then it goes on this new one. But that crane really makes it nice. Well, this is the next day, everyone. Another day of 95+ degree heat, no electricity, but we had to do some thinking and some cobbling, but I think we got a way to put these 360 wide drops on our Oxbow, so they'd never put them on this boom, or there was no kit for this boom. So we had to do some customizing, but the kit that they send you, I mean, there's a lot of options. You can kind of customize it basically with their metal. I don't think we had to cut any holes or anything, but basically this is how we're going to do it. Now this is all subject to change. Everything's just still loose on here. We got to get everything tightened up, make sure that these brackets don't get in the way of our nozzles, because that would be bad. Now the purpose of one of these wide drops, I don't think I've ever explained, but this thing will be mounted like, well, basically like this, and it will go through the corn, and there'll be hoses trailing out each side, and it will be sprinkling our fertilizer directly at the root base of the corn. So some people claim there's a huge ROI, especially in lighter soils. We're gonna find out, I don't know. Now these things are not cheap. That kit basically cost 20 grand. So there better be an ROI, or well, it wasn't worth it. Seems like a lot of people swear by them, so yeah, we'll see how it goes. Now one thing that is gonna suck about them, when we side dressed before, we were side dressing 120 feet. Now we're only gonna be side dressing 60 feet. So, you know, there is a little bit of productivity sacrificed, but supposedly we're gonna do a better job, so we'll find out. Brad got the new hood on yesterday. Dad's stashing this old one over here in the building to see if they need any help. Basically, we're gonna use it as a spare. It could probably be repaired if we needed it to. We probably should have just done that instead of buying a new one, but we didn't. Apparently we're going to have a workbench. That thing's been over here since we moved out of the old motor shop. So I guess we're going to have a toolbox over there now. A lot of people have asked about the shop and what's going on there, what's the status of it. We did meet with a builder the other day actually, but everything was delayed because we had the opportunity to put a bid in on a farm just down the road. We kind of prioritized that over the shop. Didn't want to say anything about it on the channel because, well, it was ongoing. We lost, so we put up a good effort, but we lost the bid. So now the shop's moving forward. So we've been working on these wide drops. One thing we're checking right now, nozzle clearance. So we need to make sure that our nozzle is not going to hit this bracket. We raised this tube up, which is the tube that delivers the chemical to the nozzle, with a couple spacers to make room for this bar. And another way of doing it, over here, that bar is underneath. Well, it hangs down quite a bit, and Dad's afraid that the nozzle's going to hit it. So we need to check that. We will be going back and forth between spraying corn, beans, side dressing corn, so we need to try to figure out a way where we can not have to take this completely off every time. Right now, Dad's running some water in his tank. Just rinse water, and he's going to just kick the nozzle on. We're going to see how bad they hit. So they're both hitting, but it looks like this style's hitting a lot less, so I don't know. This way though, we could pull that square tube out every time, just be kind of pain in the butt.
Yeah, that'll do. Okay. That'll do. I'll be up sometime here and get them.
Well, it's hotter than Hades. As you can see, high humidity. Whew. So we are going to side dress. It is dry enough to side dress. I feel like that sprayer project is going to be a morning project just because it's so hot. So Dad went to go get some different nozzles for that sprayer. Basically, I think when we left off, we were trying to figure out how to not hit the brackets. So we bought some drop nozzles. Basically, they're just extensions on the nozzle body. Push them down a little bit. We should miss that bracket that way. While he's doing that, we're going to side dress. So this field was variable rated with dry fertilizer, and oddly enough, everywhere that had no fertilizer, the corn is much smaller, different shade of green, and just all around doesn't look as good. It really makes me question the accuracy of that variable rate. This was all done with zone testing soil tests from Farmer's Edge. I'm having a hard time believing it. Last time I said that, someone told me that I was a science denier. Because they clearly know more about my fields and their fertilizer needs than I do. But this one, I don't know that I'm buying it. Like, look, fertilizer, no fertilizer, no fertilizer. Fertilizer over there though. You can see these even on camera. So I don't know. I might be calling BS on this crap from Farmer's Edge. There better be some results in that yield monitor. Is all I can say. Like, look, fertilizer here, none there. Yeah, I don't know about that. Well, we are done with that field. We're in the far end of it, so instead of driving through that field, just gonna drive along the edge of this bean field and get out of here. So we're going back to that tank over there. We're over a little bit less corn maybe. And we are gonna fill up, and we're gonna go hit up another bottom field. Get filled up before we go to the next field. We are not completely empty. We should have, we got 650 gallons in there, but that's not enough to do what we got to do. Yep, big loads. We're full. Now we're going to a 186 acre field, so we need a lot of fertilizer. Okay, so this is the field. I don't know if you remember, but we decided to plant a different direction. Well, Dad wimped out. We only planted this part of it a different direction. This part of it we're gonna have to smooth up. This is where we did some chisel plowing. And, well, basically we need to run a field cultivator over there because it's too rough. It's hard to stay in the seat, especially in the sprayer. If we were to switch directions completely. This part of the field, these long passes here, they've been no-till this whole time, so it should be no problem for them. So first we're going to do the long passes. That up there is very wet. We could probably do most of this, but not all of it. But basically I'm going to do 2 passes here, a couple down and backs, and then we'll start going this way. There's about a week planting date difference here. You can really tell that corn is much taller, much further along. Man, I should probably just try to do all of it if I can. We're definitely gonna work on these long rows first, but we might just come back to doing some of those. Let's see how many acres it is down there. We are at 2.9 right now for about 60-foot wide implement. It's a long pass. Get this thing up to speed here. Been running 6 to 7, sometimes 8, just depends on how rough it is. Sometimes if the ground's real rough or soft, my ag leader will try to react, but if it's real soft, I can feel it sucking the wheel one way or another and we'll end up running over corn. If that's the case, I've been running a little bit slower. But this is pretty firm, pretty good shape, so I think we can send it. 5 acres. There's Dad over there spraying some corn, so that'll be the next field we go do probably. But we probably won't get done with this one tonight. We'll have 2 fill-ups to finish it, like 2 more fill-ups. We just about empty, like we have about an acre's worth. Couldn't make it down and back, so I'm gonna head up here, work my way out on the other AB line, and we're gonna go fill up. We're gonna wash off the bar. This 28's very corrosive. It's getting kind of late in the day anyways, so I'm gonna clean this thing up best I can. I'm gonna come back, be ready first thing in the morning. It's not supposed to rain tomorrow for, well, it's hard to tell. It's not supposed to rain, but it's very humid, so we'll see how well that plays out. But come back, finish this field, do the one Dad's working on now. Hopefully tomorrow will be a productive day. Well, it's not clean, but got some of that 28 off of it at least. Hey guys, thanks for watching tonight's video. If you would, do me a favor and thumbs up the video if you enjoyed the content. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think of the video. Tomorrow we're starting wheat harvest. The videos are, they're like a week behind right now. I'm gonna do my best to get wheat harvest as caught up and close to live as we can. So hopefully we'll have a video out this time tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.